Giovanni nel suo Vangelo
John dedicates entire chapters to what will become Jesus' Easter. In fact, already in chapter 13, we hear about the Last Supper, followed by Jesus' long farewell discourse to his disciples. In the context of this intimacy, the Master speaks specifically about love. For us today, this concept of love has been overworked and often debased in its authentic meaning. That is why it is important for us to enter into these affirmations that Jesus makes in his discourses to his disciples nearing his passion. We can read from the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verses 15 to 17. "If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you always, the Spirit of truth, which the world cannot accept, because it neither sees nor knows it. But you know it, because it remains with you, and I will be with you." Jesus begins his discourse with the shortest word, just a syllable, a conjunction, if, only 2 letters. But the weight of the entire phrase depends on this conjunction. It's a conjunction that indicates possibility. If you love me, the moment has arrived for the disciples to show and demonstrate their love for the Master. From this moment on, it's up to the disciples to act, and their free will and liberty comes into play. The disciples must decide if they can love Jesus or not. Certainly, if they love him, they need to do something special. They must observe his commandments. And this is important for us also. Love is not fundamentally sentiments or sensations, and it's not limited by them. But above all, it's a decision, a free decision to love. For each one of us, sooner or later in life comes a moment when we have the possibility of deciding to love, despite everything, despite the difficulties, misunderstandings, despite the lack of sentimental help. We need to decide. Love comes from a free decision. We can decide if we love him or not. In this case, it's a response to Jesus' love, who loved us first. This challenge for the disciples and for us also. And Jesus goes on to say, "If you love me, you have to show that you have made this decision." How? By observing my commandments. It's interesting that in all John's Gospel, there is no list of the commandments in the plural. Jesus speaks twice about a commandment, and he speaks clearly after the washing of the feet. In chapter 13, he says, "Love one another as I have loved you. This is how all will know that you are my disciples." This is Jesus' new commandment. And then he speaks about it also in chapter 15, verse 12. This means that the commandments in plural refer to this new commandment of love. This is our challenge, to respond to the love of the one who loved us first. And it's here that Christianity and our following Jesus pushes us to move out from our own intimacy, from our own self-centeredness, to break with the vicious circle of our egoism, so that we are free to wash the other's feet, and also to allow our feet to be washed, to forgive and to be forgiven. This dynamic of love that needs to be made concrete in facts, forgiveness, mercy, in welcoming. This is Christianity. And this is what Jesus has called us to. We could paraphrase Jesus' words like this: "If you have decided to love me, then observe my commandments," which is the commandment of love, responding concretely with facts. And so, like St. Augustine and his famous aphorism, "Love and do what you will," I would like to conclude with this phrase: love and do what you will. Make this decision right now to love the Lord, to respond, because Christianity is a free response to the one who loved us first, when we were still sinners, and we still are sinners. Despite all this, he loves you, and he loves me. With this prayer to respond every day with love, I leave you until the next time from the Sea of Galilee.